We're just slowly gathering the whole group together. Now, I don't remember if Emma was down there or if she was up here. But so far, I knew that Elise was down there. Machias is also down there. But I don't quite remember seeing if Emma was there. Actually, if Emma was there, then they would have had no problem getting out, I don't think. You can talk to a pigeon? Excuse me? Why would you talk to a pigeon? Yes, it coos. Why am I talking to pigeons? I'm beginning to question my life. Why am I talking to pigeons?
For how tranquil this place usually is. I can't help but always think of when the ILF made a mess of it.
Same.
I remember being terrified when the princess and I were kidnapped at the time, but it feels like more a distant memory now.
Every story I hear about you reminds me how strong a person you truly are.
I know I'm the one who pressed the button, but I'm still questioning why I pressed the button. Yeah, I can't look back on this place too. Well, it's a mixture of feeling, cause it's when the Imperial Liberation Front finally showed their faces, or most of them. Crow was kind of busy masking his, for good reason though. Would you imagine a teenage boy being the head of one of the biggest terrorist groups in all of Erebonia? No, I sincerely doubt it. Alright, I know you're around here somewhere, C. And I ain't talking about the C I like. What do we have? No bad. Yeah, what's my current one is at 1700. Not that big of a jump. Yeah, I think we're fine. I don't see much of a jump. Ow! I know, also, I know the screen looks a bit funky without my VTuber model there. For those who are wondering, no, I have the concept, but I haven't drawn them because I get very, very crazy when I do that because I'm a perfectionist. I want it to look how I have it in my head. Unfortunately, I don't have the ability to transfer what I have in my head onto a sheet of paper. And I've already shown one concept of it to my friend, and I told them, I know it looks all black, but that's only because the damn editor wouldn't allow me to change colors. But it's supposed to be far more colorful. So don't worry. I have something, but it doesn't quite match what I have in mind. Now, if I had the skills to draw the full model for it to become like a 2D animation, I would do that in a heartbeat, but I do not have that skill set. I doubt I ever will.
Business as usual here, even with the prince gone MIA.
The information blackout will only last for so long. We need to find a lead soon.
Agreed. We'll need to give this place a thorough look.
Especially if the new C, comes out with something. I don't read these, but I know you should collect them because of trophies, and I'm here for trophies. I do plan to platinum this as much as I had Wait, is that Elliot's sister? Wait, no. Bridget. Can't think of who you are. No, it's not. Okay, you are not who I thought you are. But I know of you two, but I don't remember you. You know what I really love about this game? I love that we get to see the characters grow. And what I mean by that is that, let's see, let's take Jack and Daxter for example. We started off with a blonde boy who was mute, with a friend that was turned into an oxel. We see him grow a bit more in Jack 2, and a little bit more in Jack 3. But what we don't see is how life becomes after those events. In Cold Steel, what I really appreciate out of these games is that you see the start of their adventure to what you think the end. And then you find out, oh, wait, there's more. And then it just keeps going and going. And in the process of all that, you get to see the characters that, the characters in the background, we see them grow. Like these two, for example. We get to see these guys grow and have relationships. And we get to see them move on with life and how things went after events. Jack X. Jack X? You mean combat racing? No, how do I phrase this? I don't get that kind of feeling from Jack and Daxter. I could say the same, well, kind of, you kind of do in Sly. But the feeling of how life continues to roll on in these games versus any other game I've played, I can see it. I can actually see it. In Jack and all these other games, you see them on their primary adventure. But when that adventure is over, we just assume, oh, happily ever after. And, okay, how do I put this? And I don't mean to offend. Jack, the combat racing games, I never saw them as an, well, I mean, I technically could. I have far more respect for Jack Combat Racing than I do the abomination that they dared to call the fourth game. But, I just, there hasn't been a game where I've gotten to see the characters grow as much as I've seen them grow here. And I really enjoy that. Because it's just, I don't know. Maybe there's a game out there I haven't seen that does that. And before someone says, Devil May Cry, shut up. I've never played that game. I don't know. I can't say nothing to it. I'm talking about the games I've played. Selby, we're just not going to acknowledge it as a game, period. It'd be better for our minds. I think we would all be better off just ignoring its very existence. I should just get to it. And I think, yeah, Altina has something she can analyze the enemies with, so I don't need to get any more battle scopes. But I I don't know, man. I just can't think of any other game that quite accomplishes what I see in this game. And it feels nice and rewarding. Oh god, it's the pink-haired twins. I remember you guys. I've also said it before, but this game also makes no character feel like a side character. Every character feels important to the story, and I love it. Like I mentioned before, I was watching somebody who was playing Fire Emblem, and this is gonna make me sound incredibly petty and just very cynical and protective, but I remember when I was watching this guy and his friends play Radiant Dawn and Path of Radiance. I was keeping note of what they were doing, and I liked them because I thought their humor was funny, until I heard them start talking shit about Cold Steel. Then my opinion drastically changed. And it wasn't long before that one of my viewers had forewarned me, saying, yeah, that guy's an ass. And I thought, well, how can he be? He's really funny. Then I heard what he said about Cold Steel. I'm like, oh, okay. And the way he was going on about how great Fire Emblem's Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn were, I had the urge to make a comment saying, you know, the games, in retrospect to what we have today, are good, but they're not the hottest shit out there. There are better games, and there will be better games. But I kept my mouth shut because it's like, I'm not starting a fight because my feelings got hurt over this one random dude talking shit about Cold Steel. And the reason why people hate this game is because they say it's a cliche plot, and I disagree. Now, Fire Emblem, you want to talk cliche? The plots are always the fucking same in some retrospect. Jeez, there's gonna be a war going on. I wonder what's gonna happen. I mean, really. I know that's the premise, but there is a flaw in every game you can pick out. It's like with my sports thing. Don't you start shit with my games. My sport. I will start shit with you. But I love this game, and I love what it does. We grow with the characters, and that's why I love it. Because I'm sure we completed Cold Steel 1 not that long ago. So I'm sure what Rean used to look like is still pretty fresh in our minds. And now we look at this, and we're like, wow, he's really grown into his role. Now, not many of you would know this, and I'm not sure if this is true or just fan speculation, but his clothes. A lot of people pointed out the way he dresses is kind of similar to somebody else. And I'm not going to spoil who, unless you've been here long enough, then you know who exactly I'm talking about. But it's why I say, I just, you see them grow. You see how the events have affected them, and you see them persevere, and you see the after effects of it all, and I love it. That's why I cannot say enough about the Cold Steel series. If you're looking for a game that can be challenging and fun and just unique, then I would highly recommend you jump into the Cold Steel series. Fuck, if you want, play all the other games. The different branches. We've got plenty. I've never played the other one, so I can't quite say how good they are. And for anyone who's like, what's happening now? I should have been paying attention because technically I don't know shit of what's going to happen in this game. But the two girls we're talking to are, as you could have already gathered, former members, or former classmates rather, of Thor's. One's a nurse and one's a reporter. Big shocker if the Alphans didn't already give that away. And I know I stopped voice acting, and I probably should be voice acting this, but I figured you guys could read while I rant about how much I absolutely love this game. I technically should be playing Cold Steel 2, and I should have put this series on hold, but I want to play a game I don't know shit about. I was trying. I feel insulted now. I was trying to voice act it. I know I don't have diverse tones, but I was trying. I mean, I guess I say voice acting when I should really just say reading the dialogue. But there were some times I was trying. I know I suck at voice acting, but I was trying. Thanks, Selby. My feelings are hurt now. I was trying too. I know I'm not the best, and it's definitely because I stutter a lot. And it's been an issue I've had all my life. So, unfortunately, that is not something I can change. It's why when I first told my friends I was going to start into streaming, I actually originally wanted to start going into voice acting because of a certain voice actor. But then I realized, oh, you have to have a diverse range. I wouldn't quite say I have that. And even if I did, the ability to not stutter or fuck up words as I speak them is inconsistent at best. Well, what the fuck do you want me to call it? It's something jumping around pretending to be anime? I mean, it's a weird art style cartoon show. I don't know what you want me to call that. I've seen clips of it. It does not garner my attention. I'm not trying to say it's shit or anything. I just don't know what the fuck to call it. I thought it was anime. Forgive me for not knowing my shit. 3D animation. Okay, well, I don't like 3D anime. Well, no, I don't like. Nope, I'm not getting there. It's different when it's a video game, but when it's an animation, then there's a problem, I feel. I don't know why. 3D animation shows just bore me. I don't like them. I know someone's about to say, well, what are you playing right now? Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. It's a game. I'm talking about a show. Well, yes, they can be. I'm so sorry if that offends anyone, but I'm sorry. A lot of them are pretty damn ugly. I'm so sorry. And I am not trying to put down anyone who loves 3D animation for like shows and shit. Good for you. It's not my cup of tea. So again, do not take my opinion to be, you know, the see-all, be-all. They've never really appeal to me. I guess I'm still a child at heart because I still prefer like cartoonish shit. When we had the Infinity Wars at not the Infinity Wars, the Avengers and shit like that, the live action. It was okay, but not my cup of tea. So I still prefer like the cartoon animation stuff. And people are like, you're like, what, 30 and you're still into cartoons? Yeah. They're colorful. They're fun. They're not dramatically goddamn pathetically emo. At least not the ones I watch. Or, well, I shouldn't say cheesy. There have been some that are pretty up there in terms of cheese. Okay, I'm so glad someone shares the same opinion with me. That's the thing. In the game, they look phenomenal. Like, this game right now, these models all look phenomenal. But if they made this into a show, a 3D animation show, I would have no part of it. It would not matter if it was Cold Steel. Oh god. Hot scoops. Are we still referring to me to that after the shit that happened in like what, the first or second game? Yeah, exactly. The one that I know everyone's losing their shit over. I've never played Final Fantasy, so I don't know shit about it, and it doesn't tickle my fancy, so I don't see myself ever playing it. But I have seen some people play it. I've seen what I probably shouldn't have, which is like the ending of the game. I've seen just parts of the game, and I gotta say, it is gorgeous. I will give them that. That reminds me, where is Fee? I'm slowly remembering the members of Class 7. It feels like a sham that I've a shame, not sham, that I've forgotten these members, but as we go, I'll remember them. I'm not going to, Selby. I'm just gonna say I've seen clips, and while I don't understand shit of what's happening, there's one thing I can say without a doubt. The animation is just, my god, it's beautiful. I don't see myself ever playing it, and I'm not gonna say, oh, I'm gonna be an asshole. This is what happens at the end. No, I'm not that kind of person. I mean, I might have already kind of done that with this game, but that's because I love this game so much that I can't contain my enthusiasm. Especially when I see characters that I know for a fact are gonna change how it all looks at the end. But I'm not gonna go out of my way to spoil the ending for other people. That's especially to games that I have nothing to go on. Now, if I want to be a prick, I will, but I'm not that type of person. I've yelled at my cousin for doing that to me one time. And again, I'm just making this story to show you guys exactly what happened, but my cousin thought it'd be cute. Oh, fuck. Was I supposed to go somewhere after this? Okay, well, I fucked up already. What do I do now, game? My cousin thought it would be hilarious to make fun of a scene that happens in Cars 3. And those who have seen the movie would know what scene I'm talking about. But for those who don't, why am I talking to you again? It was a scene that could end the driver's career. And the reason why I didn't like it was because I've seen Dale Earnhardt Sr.'s death live, unfortunately. So, the way the wreck happened in that game versus what I seen in real life was far too similar. And it didn't go very well in my head. Or, not my head. It didn't... How do I word this? I didn't take it very well. And my cousin thought it'd be funny to say, oh, ha ha ha, this shit happened here. And I kept telling him to stop, to the point even my grandmother noticed the shift in my voice. She's like, you might want to stop. She's not joking. He's like, oh, she can't hurt me. I said, oh, you want to bet, you little shit? I could hurt you. In fact, I know exactly where to hurt you in more ways than one. Do I need to continue? And what this was about was that he was into Game of Thrones and video games and all that stupid shit. And I only knew so much about Game of Thrones because I had a friend who really loved the series. So he wasn't that far in. I'm like, you want me to spoil what happens in Games of Thrones? He's like, shut the fuck up. He's like, oh, kind of like what you did for Cars 3? And I spoiled it and he hated me for it. It's like, sorry. Shouldn't have done that to me, you little shit. I only return it when people do it to me. Especially when I've warned them to stop and they don't heed. Alright, give me a minute. I need to stretch. My back hurts. I've been sitting here. And just like that, we've got the band back together. I guess so. So, any luck gathering info? Yes. Now would be a good time to compare what we found. And now that I'm doing this again, now I'm very self-conscious on how bad I'm doing. In that case, how about we meet at a cafe inside the department store? I was just fucking there! Great idea, let's head there now. I was just there! I was just there! You pick!
Am I imagining things?
No. No.
Is something the matter?
Yes.
No, it's nothing.
Yes. We're being followed.